Hi everyone. We are live here at Northshore Families Helping Families. I'm trying to find a good spot. It's not right. This is episode 1 with Chatting with Katie, and today I'm going to interview Mr. Jeff Arseneaux. He is Northshore Families Helping Families self-advocate and adult program coordinator. And let's go see what he's up to. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up? I was just responding to that email.
Good, I'm glad to see you working. So this is your desk, huh?
Yeah, I love it. You helped me set it up and make it look all pretty.
All right. Well, you ready? We're going to do our interview.
I can put that on hold.
Okay, let's go. We're here in the center, and so if you hear a doorbell or phone ringing, that's what that is. We're in our center. Okay, have a seat. Let me get this.
How's that gonna stay there?
I got a stand for it.
You got all kinds of food stuff.
I do. All right. So, hi, Jeff.
Good morning. What's going on, kid?
Not much. I'm excited to have you.
I love working with you.
Oh, you'll hear that? So sweet. Alrighty, so, Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 44 years old. I was born with cerebral palsy. I like to say CP for abbreviation. And I hold a few different jobs, a few different roles. But the main thing we're here to talk about is my role here at Northshore Families Helping Families as the adult program coordinator.
Good. And how old did you say you were?
44, and look, no gray, no wrinkles, looking good.
I think I see a few grays.
No, you don't.
I do.
Get your eyes checked.
Yes, sir. All right, so Jeff, tell us about where you went to school.
I'm from New Orleans. I went to 8th and 9th grade at De La Salle.
De La Salle?
Yeah, on St. Charles Avenue. It became co-ed right after I left. Imagine that.
It became co-ed right after you left?
Yeah.
Dang.
Imagine that. You know, the reason why we chose De La Salle is Mom and Dad were concerned about my special needs and whether I needed special classes, which I did, mainly because I needed a few accommodations that De La Salle had.
So tell us about an accommodation you received at school.
Well, you know, mainly they allowed me to leave class early, and it wasn't because I could not walk. It was because when I would rush and try to get to class, the more I rushed, the more I stumbled and maybe fall and hurt myself.
Yeah. That's an easy accommodation to implement.
And you know, when you talk about accommodations, you always think about the big stuff. But for a man with cerebral palsy, it's not the big stuff. It's the little stuff that makes a big difference.
Right, and leaving early from class, that would made a huge difference.
Yeah, and you know, with every accommodation, there's always some public kickback. And you know, my best friend came to his mom one day and said, "Why did Jeff get to leave class early? That's not fair." And I mean, the right thing, the right response is to sit down with that individual and explain why it is that I'm leaving.
Right. That's a great point. Yeah. So now that you're an adult, tell us about your jobs, because you have multiple jobs, right?
Yes. You know, when I was at Delgado, I started bagging groceries for
Wait, stop. You were at Delgado?
Yeah.
And tell the people
College.
you went to college.
Education.
You're a
Yeah.
college-educated man.
And that's something that people don't understand. And for me as a man with a disability, I feel like I have to point that out to explain people that I went to college. But the more I point it out, the more egotistical that I feel inside.
You shouldn't have to do that.
So it's like a no-win situation unless we go on live with Katie. The real deal doesn't go out.
Right. So I'm sorry. Tell us about your jobs.
Alright, I was in management from about 25 to about 37, and I moved back to Louisiana when I was 41. And currently I'm working at Office Depot. I'm a sales rep. And I'm actually running their furniture department.
You run their furniture department?
Yes, ma'am.
At Office Depot here in Covington?
And I work for Northshore Families Helping Families. And what I do here, I'm the adult program coordinator, which will go. You'll hear from me for a while about my job here. What I do is I'm trying to target an inclusive environment, and I'm trying to get adults with disabilities into the society and to where they feel comfortable. Because, you know, it's amazing when you got like 10 people with disabilities all sitting at a table at their house, and when they go out for coffee, you see two different people because they're not comfortable. But 6 months later, you see them comfortable.
Right?
And I'm a part of that.
And it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It is. Alrighty, so, what do you like to do for fun?
Sports.
Such a man.
Football. LSU plays tomorrow night regional. I'm a big LSU and a big New Orleans sports fan. I love the outdoors. I went about 10 years where I went on a cruise by myself every year. I just took off, went on a cruise. So I like the outdoors. I like relaxing. I love people. I mean,
yeah, you do. That's apparent.
I love people.
Anytime I go somewhere with Jeff in the public, so many people are like, "Hey Jeff, hey Jeff, hey Jeff." I'm like, "Do you know everybody?" And he's like, "Pretty much."
Yeah, I do. I do. Not everybody likes me, but they know me.
They do. They do. All right. So tell us, what's a common misconception people have about you when they see you?
I think the most common thing, and it really frustrates me, that people don't realize how much emphasis I put in making a living and my work ethic. It's a major part of my life. In fact, I'm not proud of it, but it's why I am who I am today, because of what I've done for a living. Another thing is the side of me that people don't see. I have a side of me that enjoys being nice and compassionate and talking about me, talking about what I'm doing. I was with somebody the other day, and you know, as a man with CP, it's hard to even talk about the things that make us feel good, like avocation, like being at the Capitol advocating. That brings joy to me. And sometimes it's like a door that you gotta open with certain people because they're not comfortable with. They know it makes me feel good, but they don't know how to engage it in conversation. So it's a two-way street.
Right, and that brings us to our next question that a Facebook fan submitted. She said that oftentimes people are hesitant to talk to people with disabilities because they are afraid they might say something that would offend that person. So what advice would you give her?
You know, I'll go back to the question before, misconceptions. When somebody wants to engage with me and they're scared they're going to hurt my feelings or anger me, I would rather them hurt my feelings and make me angry than not know the truth. Because one of the things that happens, if somebody sees me in a coffee shop, they'll go to Bob or Sally and ask them, what's the deal with Jeff? Tell me a little about him. Well, Bob or Sally might not know the truth.
Bob and Sally, they don't know.
They don't know, so how would somebody get to know me? Well, there's only one way. I'm the only one that knows the whole truth. So come to me, ask me those difficult questions. That's the only way that I'm going to learn, that you're going to learn about me.
Right.
And one thing that I pride myself on is what I'm telling you. I look in the mirror and I tell myself that if I have a person who I'm curious, I need to take my own advice and walk up to them and say, hey man, I'm Jeff. Well, tell me about yourself. And open that door.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
He's human, just like I am, just like you are. So we want interaction, right? We want to make relationships and friendships.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. Great answer, Jeff. So tell us, how did you become a self-advocate? Were you always able to advocate for yourself even when you were younger?
This is a loaded question and it gets downright personal. But that's all right. That's who I am. You know, I went through some rough times in life. And the main reasons they were rough is Jeff Arseneaux denied that he had cerebral palsy. Jeff Arseneaux was busy trying to climb the corporate ladder. Jeff Arseneaux was trying to be somebody who he will never be. And when I got back to Covington, Louisiana, I was unemployed, unemployable. I was in bad shape. So I thought back to I was sitting on my mom's couch. Thank you, Mom, for everything you do for me. I was sitting on the couch daydreaming about the last time I was truly happy. And I thought about a night, I was 9 years old, me, Keith, and John Dudley were at a cerebral palsy sports event in Miami. And we were all in the hot tub. We were actually waiting on the 9-year-old girls to come, but they never came. So we were talking about what we experienced in school that week. And it wasn't good. It was very painful. But I felt included. So I took that. And at 41 years old, I'm saying, how can I get that feeling back in my life?
To feel included.
Yeah. And I wound up on the steps of Northshore Families Helping Families. And I just took baby steps trying to get involved. And I'll tell you what, 3 years later, I don't recognize who I am now. I really don't. I don't have that corporate job. I'm not a CEO. I don't have a wife. But you know what? I'm full. I'm completely content with life the way it is. Because I'm out there trying to give back.
Yeah, you are.
And that's what you guys do every day for me. Your education specialist, Odessa, you. I see it every day from all of us and the whole advocacy community.
Well, Jeff, here on the North Shore and here at Northshore Families Helping Families, we're lucky to have you.
Thank you.
We enjoy having you on board, and you're really paving the way for other adults with disabilities. So keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, a few more questions. If you could give advice, this is from a mom to a little boy with a brain malformation. She said, if you could give advice to parents out there raising a child with a disability, what would it be?
You know, Katie, all I can do is go back to what I wanted, how I wanted to be raised. And I understand why it didn't happen, but, you know, when I want to do something, I want to do it. I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear good luck, son. But I also want to hear that the truth. Go for it. And whether I fail or not, I had the opportunity to try. What I found a lot is a lot of parents advocate. Inclusion. But when it comes down to really setting limitations, it's human nature to hold your child with a disability back. Whether that's feeding yourself or getting your driver's license at 16 years old. Really look in the mirror and say, am I protecting him or am I holding him back? And that's a very difficult place to go.
It is.
To a parent, because you're a parent.
I am.
You understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's very difficult because you don't want them to get hurt and you don't want them to fail because you're a mom or a dad, and you know that will hurt your heart. But they need to spread their wings, right?
But the thing about it, Katie, is whether I have CP or not, I'm going to get hurt.
Whether he has CP or not, he's going to get hurt. Did y'all hear that?
Guess what? You fall in those high heels. I know you do.
I do.
We all fall. We all fall.
You crack me up.
So,
that's a great point. We all fall. So let him go. That's great. And you drive, right?
I do.
When did you get your license?
I got it when I was like 17. That was one of those things that I had to wait on. 17, almost 18. I got a driver's license.
And do you speed?
I do. Get out my way.
He does. State troopers need to watch out for that.
I got some connections there.
Jeff.
I hope he's not watching.
Okay. So we had a few questions come in regarding this topic, and we won't spend too long on it, but I know people want to know. They want to know if Jeff Arseneaux is single. So tell us, Jeff, are you taken or are you single? You're single?
I'm single. I've been single my whole life. And to be honest with you, it hurts, but it's a part of me. And that goes back to that question we were talking about. When it part of who I am is a lot of people love me. A lot of people want to be around me. But the moment I cross that line and say, how about having dinner with me? They get, no, ain't no way, and they come up with some excuse. of why it's not appropriate to have dinner with me. And frankly, I don't understand.
Right.
I really don't.
So is dating for adults with disabilities, is dating the same for like it is with everybody else?
I can go on all day about dating,
Well,
but
let's do that.
I
Just a little
won't.
bit.
There's some fear out there with people that aren't disabled about the unknown. Where can he have children? Will he be able to take care of my child? I mean, the older you get, every age that you get, it becomes more of a different issue.
Mm-hmm.
So those questions out there, I just want to break the door down and say this is who I am. And, you know, I look at people out there right now who are single. And I look at people who are there who are disabled and married. So it does happen. It does.
Yeah. So
then I am single.
and looking single and ready to mingle?
Yeah, you know the whole cliche, you're not gonna find when you're looking, but
There you go.
I can't.
Not worried about that.
I get so sick of hearing that. Don't tell me that. Break the door down. If you want to have dinner with me, give me a call.
Awesome. Okay. So here at Northshore Families Helping Families and all of the Families Helping Family Centers, we support inclusion. And that means promoting an environment where it involves everyone in all aspects of life, people with and without disabilities. So what does inclusion mean to you?
Wow, another loaded question. I'm starting to think I should like to talk.
You do like to talk. He does.
Inclusion to me is kind of like being in reality. If I want to do it, I need to find a way to do it. I shot you an email yesterday that had a piece on inclusion, and it talked about the restaurant example. And what the restaurant example is, if I'm a family and I got somebody in a wheelchair who's seriously disabled, and I want to go to a 5-star restaurant, and in my head I'm thinking, oh my God, what if he spits on somebody? What if he drops the fork? All that is irrelevant. The only thing I need to do as an individual is make a phone call and say, hey, here's what I got going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there at 7 o'clock. Chances are they'll say, see you there. But they'll be prepared. That brings me to a whole nother level. And when we think about inclusion, for me, it's not about y'all need to change. Y'all, it's about what I can do to help y'all, help me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we just don't need to stand in the background and wait for the parade to come to me. We need to go out there and get the parade. And that's exactly what the adult program is about.
It is. So when people with disabilities, kids or adults, when they're immersed into their community of people with and without disabilities, do you think it promotes acceptance? Like, do you think it will help people understand and therefore accept?
It will, but the only way people who do not accept are going to accept is by getting engaged. Shaking that difficult hand of that lady in a wheelchair. Coming to the St. John's coffee shop, no matter how uncomfortable you are, it's not a very comfortable thing right now. For some people, I realize that. But sometimes you just need to do it. and be uncomfortable.
Right.
I wanted to briefly say, we at Northshore Families Helping Families, the adult group, every Wednesday, most Wednesdays, we're at St. John's Coffee Shop from 1 to 2. And if you're looking for a place to just sit back and be a spectator and watch inclusion happen with an open mind, that's where we need to be.
Yep.
And that's what I do here. That's what you expect. That's what you're asking me to do.
Yep.
Create events that create inclusion.
Yep. Yep. I think you do a good job too.
Oh wow, I need to write that down. Oh, you did it too yesterday. Thank you.
Okay, so our last question is from my little guy, Cooper, who is 6 years old. And he wants to know, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That's pretty easy.
It is?
Yeah. I want a loving and caring environment for everybody involved. Whether you have a disability or you're a senior citizen that needs help crossing the street, I want to be a part of being that person who helps that older person cross the street. I want to be that guy who brings that kid to the Special Olympics for the first time.
Yeah.
But as I look around, we need help.
Yeah.
And we need to be a part of that help.
So everybody can have this superpower. Like,
Yeah.
realistically, we could. Yeah. And I think you already have that superpower.
I do. I wasn't going to brag because I told you I was working on my ego, right?
He's working on his ego. All right, so look, we're getting some comments. Come closer. So Holly, oh, you see Holly? Maria, she said,
Maria.
oh, love Jeff.
Love Jeff. Oh!
Aw.
This is what I call
So
inclusion.
we've got 15 viewers. Anybody have questions for Jeff? Waiting.
I'm about to go. You're
So-
going to lose me.
You got to get back to work.
Yeah.
So while people might be thinking of questions, is there anything else you want to put in?
Yeah, Darlene, thank you for that
Darlene,
comment.
you are a great guy.
That meant the world. What I'm looking for, and I'm going to get business on you, what I'm looking for is your definition of inclusion. If I can get emails with your definition of inclusion, I can share with you my definition of inclusion. And maybe that, you know, what we need to remember is all these things, we're not going to walk out today and have an inclusive environment.
Right.
That's not reality. But these baby steps are big baby steps.
Look, we have a question.
Amazing.
Wait, no, there was another one.
We need more.
How do you overcome, this is from Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
How do you overcome people who mock you?
Ha.
Have you ever been mocked?
As a kid, I got mocked. About a year ago, I got mocked. And one of the things about me that gets me in trouble is I'm not afraid to walk up to you and say, what are you doing? Explain to me what it is you're trying to relay. That gets me in trouble. What the right thing is to do is, it's part of who I am, Kate. I'm going to be mocked. But I need to practice what I just told y'all about being nice. When I get mocked, I just need to go on.
Yeah.
You know, as painful as that is, the right thing for me to do. Because I got news for you. If somebody's 40 and they're mocking somebody with a disability, then you're not going to implement change on that individual.
Right. He said if somebody is 40 years old and they're mocking an adult with a disability, what are you going to do? It's on their part that they just don't understand, and they don't want to understand, possibly.
And as an adult with a disability, I look in the mirror and I say, why does that hurt you, Jeff? So that gives me a tool to work on me and my self-esteem.
Yep.
Anymore.
All right, and then it says, Jeff, do you like your new job?
How? Would you like working for this lady? She's awesome. She left me a note on a colored sticky note yesterday that said thank you. She's awesome. This whole staff is incredible. It's really moving for me to watch self-advocacy in action. It's beyond any feeling I've ever had.
Well,
Don't get rid of me.
don't get rid of me.
We laugh a lot here.
He said, don't get rid of me. I'm not going to get rid of you, Jeff. Just, we spent 30 minutes talking, and it's time for you to get back to work.
Yes.
So, we want to thank everyone for joining in, and we're going to put this video onto our YouTube channel here later today, and feel free to share it and educate even more people on what Jeff spoke about today. It's really important information.
And please, if you're not familiar with Northshore Families Helping Families, give us a phone call and talk to us about what we do daily.
Yeah.
Try to help us get our name out so we can help more people.
Great plug, Jeff.
Thank you, Kate.
Great plug, Jeff. All right. So thank y'all for joining in on our first episode of, you see all the hearts and likes, our first episode of Chatting with Katie. And stay tuned for next week when I will be going over how to make your own IEP file box and binder for all of you parents out there with school-age children so you can be organized. So thank y'all for joining in. Bye,
See
guys.
ya.